Ready to get your shit together? Isn't that what we are all truly trying to do? In this fun, life-hack-full show, we will learn together how to navigate this roller coaster called life. We, as glorious messy humans, can sit in the proverbial third car, grumpy and bored, or in the front of the roller coaster having the time of our lives. What do you choose? In this show, you can expect meaningful content and practical takeaway tools to make life easier and exceptionally more joyful. There will be epic guests who already love their lives, allowing them to share their get your shit together tips and words of wisdom. Life is too long and too short to not love your life. Welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy. Hello. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy. And I'm your host, Amy Joy. And wow, Happy New Year too. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I hope your holidays have been beautiful. I hope they've been full of connection and love, family and friends. And I hope that you are getting your shit together as far as the new year is concerned. And we're going to be talking about that here soon. So today we are going to answer the question of the week, which is, where am I stuck? Number one, we talked about that last week. But answer this question. Do I want to stay stuck or trapped? Or am I willing to do whatever it takes to find freedom? As I talk to so many of my coaching students, the number one thing that people want is to get unstuck and to find freedom. And so because this show is full of life hacks and how to find even more joy in your life, I wanted to talk about that today. I'm really excited to introduce you to Laurie Kaplan. She is amazing. She is one of 40 people chosen for the Gaucho Derby in the Patagonia area of the world in the Andes Mountains. One of 40 people. It's one of the toughest, roughest race horses on the planet. And she's also a specialist in epigenetics and the study of DNA. So we're going to talk about both of those things, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Stay tuned to the end for mantra magic and to receive your energetic blessing and the question of the week for next week. So thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your very valuable, precious time with us. And it's going to be a good one. All right. So next we're going to talk about how to elevate our frequency. And this is the segment called Change Your State, Elevate. The reason this is so important and the reason I have a segment just for this is to give you tips and tricks on how to raise your frequency, or in other words, how to change how you feel. Our emotions dictate our day, our week, our month, our year, and our life. And if we can control them, which is very possible to do, then we actually can love our life just a little more. And for me, I'm going for a lot more. All right. So how we're going to do that today is we're going to list our gratitudes. In past episodes that you can watch on E360 TV or on Facebook on Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy, you'll see where we did other things, other ways to elevate our state. And we've done the crossover and we've run in place and we've done some things. Today, we're going to list our gratitudes. So right now, I want you just to take 3 big breaths because we're always going to breathe. Breathing is the best way to shed off any kind of stress from the day. So breathe in and hold at the top and then exhale. And that sigh is really important. It just lets all the stress go. Now, you may think I'm weird and I'm okay with that. Just do it anyways, all right? And this is good even if you're driving. So breathe in and exhale. All right, and then another. Now I want you to think for 3 things that you're grateful for today. 3 things. Maybe something from the past, something from the present, and something that you're excited for the future. 3 things that you are grateful for. And some of the nuggets in past shows, some of the biggest tips from people were lists of gratitude. Gratitude is the rocket ship to joy. If you have a notebook, and I hope you have one just for this show, because it's going to be full of nuggets by the end of next year, you're going to be shocked at how many amazing things and tips and tricks you're going to receive. And write this one really big at the top of the sheet and say, gratitude is the rocket ship to joy. It is the fastest way out of any low energy, low negative frequency. Okay, when I say frequency, we have different frequencies: high frequency, low frequency. Low frequency is anger, shame, guilt, right? High frequency is joy, love, freedom, ecstasy. All right, all of that is in the high frequency. All right, so 3 things. If you're in the chat here, let's see what comments are in the chat. Hey, Stephen, thank you for being here. And Christine, awesome. Great to see you guys. What are you thankful for today? Put it in the chat. For you at home, write them down. What are you thankful for? And now I want you to just check in and say how you're feeling. How are you feeling now? Hey, Stephen. Awesome. All right, Rudy, nice to see you. Awesome, guys. Perfect. All right, so that is Change Your State, Elevate for today. All right, gratitude is the rocket ship to joy. Remember that. If you're ever feeling shitty, that's what you do. You think about what you're grateful for. All right, awesome. All right, cool. What we're going to do now is we're going to answer the question of the week, which is, where am I stuck? Right? Because we talked about that last week. Where are we stuck? But now we have to make the decision. Am I willing to do anything, whatever it takes, to find freedom? Because in that moment of decision, that's when everything changes. Until then, you're just hanging out and suffering, right? So who's willing to do whatever it takes to get unstuck? Today, I'm going to go over the 5 steps to do that, and I'm going to share a very, very intimate story with you from my life and what I had to do to get unstuck. And I was really, really stuck. So I told you last week I was in an abusive marriage. All right. And I'm going to use the name Joe because I am in no way wanting to out anybody. My heart is to help people. I don't want my story to be wasted. And so I was in a very abusive marriage. I was also in a belief system that said, once you're married forever, and there is no way out. And so for 8 years, I existed and survived a very abusive relationship. It was abusive in all the ways, without getting into detail. And it became a life and death situation. And I had to make a decision. First, I had to realize I was stuck. And then I had to decide that I was going to do whatever it took to get unstuck. And what happened is I made that decision. He did something terrible. And in that moment, I was like, okay, that's it. I can't do this anymore. And I made a decision. And then I made a plan. And then I got help. Right? And then I had a plan A and a plan B. And what I ended up doing is calling a pastor so that I wouldn't be alone, so that they would know that there was accountability, and so that I wasn't acting just out of my own emotions. This was very real. And once that pastor knew the situation, he said, get out of here, go run. And so ended up waiting for a moment where we were alone. And I tore through the house, literally, and grabbed my suitcases and my clothes just for the kids and I ran. And I was only 30 minutes down the road, and he already knew that I was gone. That's how close it was. And it was scary. It was really, really scary. And it was the best thing that I've ever done for myself and for my kids. And I can't even imagine if I hadn't made that decision. If I hadn't made that decision, how many more years I would have existed in that space, how much more abuse the kids and I would have endured. I can't even imagine. And I know there might be someone out there that can relate to this. And if you can, please, please, please hear me. There is a way out. There's always a way out. And you have to be careful how you do it. But there is a way out. And so we did that, and we ran, and we got safe, and I got custody, and it's all beautiful, and everything is it's been a process, and it's been a long ass process. But it started with that one decision of that I was willing to do whatever it took to get free. So what are the 5 steps? Okay, here are the 5 steps, and I have got it all ready for you guys. So I'm going to add it here so you can take a picture of that if you want. I really suggest you write it down in your own writing at some point, but for right now, you can take a picture of it. And here's what the steps are. Number 1, how far in the mud am I, and how long have I felt trapped? Again, awareness is key, and this whole show is about awareness. Until we wake up to what we're thinking and what we're feeling and what we're experiencing, we can't make choices. We're just running on a program that's been given to us when we were kids, right? It's not your fault, but it is our responsibility to do whatever we can with and for our lives, right? And who's responsible? I'm responsible. You're responsible for your life, right? And so, number 1 is to become aware. Number 2 is, do I want to stay stuck, or am I willing to do whatever it takes? If the answer is yes to that, then we get to keep reading, okay? What is my new conscious choice? For me, my new conscious choice is I will be free. I will get my kids free. We will be free. And please know there was a lot of fear. A lot of fear comes with getting unstuck. Imagine you're in a bog of mud. Imagine how hard it is to get out of that mud. It's not easy, but it is doable, right? You got to be creative and you got to be brave, but it's doable, right? So your new conscious choice, be aware of it, write it down. And then what's the best way to move into the new direction I need to go with the least amount of damage to me and others? Okay, we're not going to just do whatever the heck we want without thinking about the people around us. And we also need to do what's in alignment with us. But it's good to ask that question, right? It's good. I had a pastor there waiting for him, when we left, so that he wouldn't be alone, so that there would be accountability, right? But I had to go. And so what can you do, and how can you minimize damages? Okay, that's a great question to ask whenever you're trying to get unstuck. All right, and then what are my best 2 plans? Plan A and Plan B. Now, I ended up doing Plan A, thankfully, but I had a Plan B, right? And that was to get the pastor involved and to have accountability, and so that there would be safety, right? You got to be smart. We got to be smart. And having accountability and having help is a really, really great thing to do when you're trying to make a big move. All right. Being stuck doesn't have to mean leaving an abusive marriage, right? We can get stuck in all kinds of things, stuck in our thinking, stuck in our job that we hate, right? There's lots of ways to be stuck. So the question is where are you stuck in your life, and are you willing to do whatever it takes to get free? And then now for the last point, what can I do right now toward my goal? And what is the next step? And you just keep asking that question. What is the next step? What is the next little thing I can do? What is the next little thing I can do towards your goal of whatever it is to seek the freedom that you desire and that you deserve, right? We get to have beautiful lives. We can choose to have beautiful lives. We don't have to stay stuck. That's an illusion. I want to say that again. It's an illusion that you have to stay miserable or stuck. It's not true. Right? So write these down, save the picture, go through it step by step, and find your freedom. Find your freedom. I'm really excited for you. I'm so glad I found mine. Can't even tell you. It's why I wrote a book about it. Speaking of, here's my book. Let me remove that. Here's my book, Get Your Shit Together. If you want to go deeper, read this. If you're in an abusive relationship, read this. The other book you need to read is Why Does He Do That? Getting into the Minds of Angry and Controlling Men. It's one of the best books I've ever read about abusive relationships and the oof, it's just read it. If you know anyone in an abusive relationship, read it. It's really important. You can go to my website, amyjoycoaching.com, and you can get a free download of one of the chapters in the book. And you can see some of the coaching and group coaching and things that I do there. So if you want to dig deep, my joy is and my heart is to help whoever I can find their freedom. All right. So moving on. All right. I am so incredibly excited to introduce you to Laurie Kaplan. She is an amazing human being. She has been my friend for over 2 years. And remember, I promised you to bring you people that I know that already love their lives, right? So that they can bring us their wisdom and their tricks and trips on how to have you get your shit together, have us get our shit together. I really wanted to make it get our shit together, but it was better to do it the other way. So here is Laurie Kaplan. I'm going to read her bio so I can get it right. Laurie is a farmer and equestrian, a drummer, a retreat leader, and a joyful dietitian. Using the power of your own DNA, Laurie coaches her clients to health and wellness clarity. She lives in central Illinois on 60 acres of farm and field, which she shares with her sheep, horses, chickens, dogs, and cats. The land she is lucky enough to steward holds deep quiet and the ability to allow others to really hear themselves. It is in this space that she nourishes, shares, collaborates with our leaders, and guides to provide a relaxed and easy way to de-stress from our noisy lives. Whew, sounds glorious. Laurie has traveled extensively and has lived in Germany, Japan, and Ireland, where she worked at a world-renowned race horse training facility. She was just accepted as one of the 40 riders to compete in the intensely rugged and challenging Gaucho Derby, a 500-kilometer horse adventure race in the Andes Mountains region of Patagonia. This will take place in February of 2024. She is currently training both mind and body for this incredible once-in-a-lifetime experience. Guys, give it up. Give it lots of love in the chat for the amazing Laurie Kaplan. Woo! I am so excited to have you here, Laurie. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Amy. Thanks for having me. I've been really looking forward to this.
So good. So what I'm going to let you do is connect with the audience for just a minute or two and let them know a little bit more about you, and then I'll come on and we'll do the interview. All right. So go ahead.
Awesome. Well, I'm not sure who's there, so I'm just going to pretend there's a bazillion people there. And hello, everyone, and thank you for coming on. Thank you, Amy, for having me on. And thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. I love her message. I love her. She's amazing. Certainly, I consider her one of my guides. So a little bit about me. I was born in Boston, and I still feel like that's home when I go back there. My cells feel like it's home. So I know that there's something there that supports that. Then I grew up in East Lansing, Michigan, where my dad was a physics professor. So I spent most of my young life there, and then traveled, took off, moved to California, moved all around. I called myself a horse gypsy for a while because I worked in a lot of different riding establishments, taught and rode and trained, and just did that for a long time. Went to Michigan State for a couple degrees, animal science and then human nutrition. Moved around then a little bit more, joined the Air Force because I like to try things. And then met my husband and had my wonderful family, 2 boys. And then we settled in the Peoria, Illinois region, which is where I now have my farm and have settled here for the time being. So I'm sure I will be off to other parts at some point in my life. So.
Awesome. Thank you. I didn't know you were in the Air Force. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Wow, you are feisty.
As a dietitian.
I know you're feisty, but holy heck. When I heard about the Derby, I was blown away. But before we get into that, I want to ask you the question of the week.
Yeah.
All right. Which is, where am I stuck? And do I want to stay stuck?
Yeah.
Because it is a choice, right?
Totally.
And am I willing to do whatever it takes to find freedom?
Yeah.
What would you say to this?
So it seems really basic and kind of lame for me to even admit this, but it's working out.
Okay.
And
So
I love
you're stuck in that you're not working out? Is that what you're saying?
I'm stuck in that I haven't found my momentum. So working on my farm, I get a lot of physical activity, a lot of lifting things, but there's seasons. So right now it's a little bit quieter. I'm not outside as much because it's 30 degrees below, or today it was 60, so really weird. But and because I'm training for this race now, I've started working with a personal trainer, but I need to work out every day. I actually just bought a rowing machine from him, so I'm going to get on that. And I enjoy it. I love moving my body. I always have. So it's just getting on there and getting it done. And no, I will not stay stuck.
Okay, so what are you going to do to make sure that doesn't happen?
I'm going to, and this is what I've been doing. I've been picturing myself at the race, knowing that I've done all the work to prepare for it.
Wow,
and
good.
If I haven't, then I run the risk of not having as much fun or possible, injury, something. So
yeah.
Really
your life almost depends on it.
It does.
That's kind of an important piece of leverage.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. That's another little tip, y'all. We got to get leverage on ourselves to get ourselves to move sometimes, right? So are you going to work out in a gym, or do you have your own stuff, or what's the plan?
So I have a rowing machine. Yep. So I'll be on my rowing machine 5 days a week. I've started working out with a personal trainer.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. Yeah, he's amazing. And we're doing a lot of multi-level body work, really for balance, core strength, overall strengthening. And then I hike on my property. I'll put like a weighted vest on, and it's not really hilly, but there's little kind of ravines that I can go up and down and like do sprints up and down for conditioning.
Perfect. Sounds like you have a plan A and a plan B and a plan C and a plan D.
Yep.
Cool, you got options. Yay. All right. Well, I'm excited to hear how that goes for you. Thank you for answering the question of the week. And now I want to get into this derby. Tell me about this derby. How did you know about it? Why you?
Why? How? What am I thinking?
Why at all?
I know, right?
So good.
So I read the book that I cannot recommend enough, called The Comfort Crisis by Michael Easter. I read that this summer. And it's basically that we're just too comfortable, and our health is suffering for it. Not only our physical health, but our mental health. We as humans were made to push ourselves, and that actually creates a physiological improvement in our state, which makes us happier, to put it in a very simple way. We find more value in our lives when we're able to push to something and achieve it, or maybe get right to it, maybe not achieve it that way, but come around at it in another way, and kind of prove to ourselves that we've achieved this thing that is meaningful to us.
Absolutely. So, Tony Robbins says, the more comfortable you can be in the uncomfortable, the better life is.
Totally.
Would you agree with that?
1000%. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So tell me more. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that was good. That totally fit. So he speaks of this Japanese sort of philosophy called the Mizagi, and it's got two tenets. You don't want to die, and it has to be extremely difficult, sort of to the point of you'd have 50% chance of completing it.
50% chance of completing the Gaucho Derby?
Completing this Mizagi.
Okay.
Which could be anything that you choose. So he happened to do 4 to 5 weeks in the Alaskan outback hunting caribou. Okay. So not what I'd sign up for, but if it suits you. So I was thinking, what would my Mizagi be? And I had heard Eric Cooper, who's one of the people in the adventurists in the equestrianists who does the horse race. I heard him on a podcast some years ago talk about the Mongol Derby, which is a 1,000-kilometer, 10-day horse race in Mongolia. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll look into that. So I got on the website and up popped the Gaucho Derby, which for some reason, the top of my bucket list is to ride horses in Patagonia.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
You totally manifested it.
Totally. And I was about to do a trip right before the pandemic. I had it booked, almost booked. And then, we know what happened. So that didn't happen. So now this is happening another way. So I thought, oh gosh, I haven't been riding much because I kind of do it in spurts. Could I do this? I'm like, I'm just going to take it one step at a time. I filled out the application. It was easy. They got back with me really quickly. They're like, hey, we're so excited, but we're in Mongolia right now. So we'll get back with you in a few weeks.
Wow.
So just everything about it spoke to me. The adventure, how friendly they were. And then I heard back and they said, okay, this is great. We need a picture and a video of you riding, and then you'll have an interview. So there's a couple of interview process that you need to go through. So I sent it some pictures of me riding and a video of me riding.
And here's some pictures here of the Gaucho Derby, so you can give an idea of the cinematography.
Yeah, no, that's not me, but that's what I'll be doing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. And look, you have to go through rivers even?
Oh, yeah. Rivers, sandstorms.
So sandstorms. So how many days is it?
It's 8 days.
Okay. And what is the biggest fear? What are you facing exactly? And so we can cheer you on and we can watch you dance with it anyways.
Yeah. So my biggest fear I guess unknown. Will I be tough enough to get through this? So we ride from 8 to 6 in the morning.
Okay.
And then you stop and you bring your horses into a vet check. It's very horse focused. They're very conscientious of the health of the horses. And then you camp on the ground. And it's their summer, but you're still, the altitude's 9,000 feet. So it's going to be cold. I think my biggest fear is perhaps getting lost because there's no map. You navigate.
Wow.
Point to point.
You have a GPS or
yeah, we'll have a GPS.
Okay.
Yeah. And they do training before the race. There's a few days of training. And there's training leading up to it virtually. So they,
Wow. It's fascinating. I'm so impressed. I wish I could be a bug on the wall. There are no walls, or maybe a bug on your backpack or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Just to experience that. That's amazing. Yeah. So tell me about the horse that you're training with. That's helping you train, because my understanding is you will not have your horse. You'll be given a horse.
Right. And you get a new horse every couple days, again, to keep the horses healthy.
Okay, so let me back up. Well, let me ask a new question, and then I want you to answer the other question.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I know how finicky horses are, and connecting with your horse, like, what?
Yeah. So I'll just have to be as open as I can be, try not to bring any fear in, because
they feel it, don't they?
Horses will feel it. And we do have, so Eric was telling me, you do have the option, like you get in line, you get a horse. If you don't want that one, you can put it back and then go to the back of the line.
Okay.
And wait for the next one. So
interesting.
I'll be doing a lot of riding. I'm going to try to ride as many horses as I can in this next year, just to get on different ones. I've ridden many different horses throughout my life. But yeah, that's part of it. That is part of the challenge.
That's huge. I mean, I when I was at camp, I worked with the horses. So every summer for 3 years, I was working with the horses all day, and they're amazing, and they are a pain in the butt as well.
They can be.
I got bucked off and stepped on, and Wow.
Yeah.
Well, amazing. So tell me about your horse. What's her name or his name?
So her name is Chalista. And I
That's
should have put
awesome.
a picture up. Yeah,
She
she
a
was actually
Mexican horse?
Spanish.
Okay, there you go.
She's Spanish. Yeah. Yeah.
I live in Mexico. This is why I was assuming it was Mexican.
Yeah. No, she's a Spanish breed.
Okay.
So she was actually born here on my farm, and it's almost 7 years ago. And she's had some training, but not a lot. So I put her back into training, and she's big. She's a pretty big girl, and the horses that we'll be riding are fairly large, so it'll be good. So I'll be riding her around my farm and hopefully taking her out on trails.
Wow. All right. So how do we follow you if we want to follow you? How can we support you?
Yeah, so I'm going to start putting stuff on Facebook. I just put a little thing out today, and really get a campaign going. I'm going to do a GoFundMe. I'm going to fundraise for me, but I'm going to give a percent to, I haven't decided where yet. I'm still working on the research on that, on a equine therapy place for veterans.
So how can they follow you on Facebook? How can we find you?
It's just Laurie Kaplan on Facebook.
Okay. Laurie Kaplan. I'll put a banner up here in a minute. Awesome. Okay. Well, stay tuned. We're going to talk about the study of DNA, epigenetics, and how by understanding your DNA, you can literally control your future and your health. I'm very excited. I have my kit here. We're going to talk about that. I just got it in the mail. And so stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. We got Laurie back. That baby giggling at the end just gives me so much joy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Love it. Very cool. All right. So I want to ask you one question because travel is very important to me. So I want to ask you this question. Tell me a story about a trip or travel experience that taught you a key lesson or highlighted an area where you needed to get your shit together.
So I was, thinking about this. When I went to Ireland to work at the racing outfit, my girlfriend and I went, and we flew over in a plane where the seats have been removed and there were horses in boxes. So we helped load that's how horses fly.
Wow.
So we helped load the horses in the boxes. And then at the back of the plane, there were I don't know, maybe 8 seats with these crunchy old grooms from England and France. And so we were flying from JFK, then to France, then to England, then to Ireland, because we had to drop horses off at different places.
Wow.
And I happened to be not feeling well. I don't know what was going on, but I just had to put everything aside. I was really kind of freaked out because these guys were like, my friend and I were 20, and these guys are crunchy old guys kind of flirting with us. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on the horses and relax and make the best of this. And we ended up having tea with the pilots as we flew into France.
Wow.
And so instead of being freaked out and thinking, oh my God, horses on an airplane, these weird kind of not really creepy, but unknown element over here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let go and enjoy this experience. And
Beautiful.
I will never forget it. It was so amazing.
Let go and enjoy. Let go and enjoy. That's the nugget. That's
Yep.
the nugget, guys. Let go and enjoy. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so tell me about epigenetics. And I have a little slide here for everybody. One second. Let me find it. Here we go. This is the definition of epigenetics. Sometimes called epigenomics, is a field of study focused on changes in DNA that do not involve alterations to the underlying sequence. The DNA letters and the proteins that interact with DNA can have chemical modifications that change the degrees to which genes are turned on and off. Certain epigenetic modifications may be passed on from parent cell to daughter cell during cell division from one generational. Oh, I can't see it because of the thing here. The collection of all epigenetic. Can you read that for me?
Of all epigenetic changes in a genome is called an epigenome.
Okay, there it is. So could you make that make sense?
Yep.
Please.
You picked like one of the hardest pieces. Basically, we have a dimmer switch for our genes. We have the ability, way easier than that.
I like that way better.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about that. A dimmer switch for our genes. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So most of us are taught that our genes are our destiny, that we're not able to change the hardware of our DNA. And that is absolutely not true. So the epigenome is above. So everything in our environment, our thoughts, our food, our water, our light, activity, everything that we're exposed to and put in and on us, those change and influence how our genes show up. So for instance, they could, when you eat a certain way and move a certain way and think a certain way, the genes that could lead to cancer can be dimmed down and more towards off.
Okay.
Should you make other choices that may not be as optimal, the dimmer can be turned on and those genes can be turned on and express and perhaps result in conditions that are less than ideal.
Wow, that's huge. So understanding this literally is the difference between you having cancer or not. Is that what I'm hearing?
It can influence it, yes. Now, there are other pieces within the systems that influence.
It's never one thing, right? I understand. It's never one thing.
It's never one thing. But if you can influence your genes in an optimal way, that can keep the rest of the system functioning in a higher level.
Okay. So where you first taught me this, we were together in Arizona recently. And so I said, I want to do that. So she sent me the kit. Like I said, it just got here. And inside the kit, it has, I don't know, looks like a mailing envelope.
A return envelope.
Okay. Oh, so I returned the test in there. And then it has a swab and looks like a container. So tell me about that.
So it's going to be a really simple, sweet cheek swab. It's not a blood test. And you're going to do that in the morning before you eat or drink anything.
Okay.
You're going to put it back in the little tube.
Okay.
You're going to put it in the mailing envelope and send it back to the lab. And you're going to create, that's it. You're going to create your own account with your own password. So you will always have access to your results.
Wow.
They're your genes.
Okay. So now walk me through what that's going to look like. So, give me an example of somebody that you've already done. Like, what did they find out, and then what changes did they make, and how did it look at the end?
Right. So in 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how busy the lab is, the results will come to me, and then we will go through them online. And we're going to look at genetics through nutrition, supplementation, sleep, many, many different systems. And some of the ways that this has helped people, it's showed them which type of fat is best for their health.
Okay.
A carb level that can support weight loss. Other very targeted types of supplementation For instance, B vitamins, there are a lot of different forms of B vitamins on the market, as we all know. And then your genes are going to tell you which forms are going to be best for you.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say that if I thought I needed B3 or 6, or what's the B? 6 is one of them, right? Yeah, and I don't actually need that. I could be spending money literally for a lifetime on B6 when I don't need B6.
Yes.
Holy
Yes.
heck. And that's only one piece.
That's only one piece. That's only one piece.
Wow. Yeah. What about sleep? I just got an intuitive tip to talk about that, sleep, because so many people don't sleep well. How does it help with sleep?
So the sleep genetics piece, that's going to show you sort of your optimal, whether you're a morning or an evening person. Okay. And it doesn't mean, say, genetically you're a morning person, but you function on an evening person, as an evening person. I'm not going to tell you, okay, you need to completely change your life. We're going to look at ways we can shift that to optimize the genetics.
Perfect.
So that allows for that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if someone wanted to do this and have it done, where do they go? Is this it? Geneticallynourished.com?
Geneticallynourished.com. That's my website. Yep, they can do that.
So go there, and then how much is it, and what does that include?
Yeah, so right now we're having a New Year's special, and so for the test kit and 2 sessions with me to review everything with you is $12.95. That's including the discount.
Okay, so what is it normally? Like, what is that? $1,550 or something like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So just for our audience, write this down. You may not be super excited now, but there might be a moment where you're like, shoot, I need to know what's going on with me, because I'm tired of wasting time and money on things that I'm guessing at. Because what this does is it takes the guesswork out. Does it not?
Yep, it does. And it provides a life health style foundation for the rest of your life. You don't need to do it again. One
time and you're good.
Yeah. Now, if you want to look at other genes in the future, that's different. But we do this big package, and they don't change.
Okay.
We can influence them, but they don't change.
So what do they have to do? Just tell you that they saw you on Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy, and then they'll get the 20% discount?
Yes.
Thank you for that. That's amazing. Write this down, guys. Get her done. So here's my question, Laurie. Would you be willing to once I send this in, would you be, I'm a little nervous to say this, but would you be willing to do it live if I had you come back and you could read mine?
If you're game, for sure.
I think it could be fun, and I'm all about authenticity and being real, right? So let's do that. You want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds fantastic.
Cool. So once I get the results, then we'll figure out a time, and I'll have you back, and we'll let everybody know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Great. Thank you so much for being here, Laurie.
Thanks for having me on.
So amazing. We'll have you back on at the end, so stay with us. Thank you. That was awesome. All right, guys, get that geneticallynourished.com. Write her down. All right, so right now we are going to do mantra magic. It is time for mantra magic. 1 second. Here we go. Awesome. So what is mantra magic? Mantra magic is a beautiful time with Kelsey, my beautiful friend from Instagram, called I'll Be Loving You Always, but you will find the mantra on Amy Joy Coaching on Instagram, Amy Joy Coaching. And I have let me find the QR code for you. 1 second. There it is. I think this is it here. Here it is. So you can put on your big screen there, you can just take a picture of it, and you can go to Amy Joy Coaching, and every week you're going to see the new mantra. Mantra is a phrase on a loop that allows you to get stuck in your head so that it fills you with the right types of words and thoughts. As Laurie just said, our thoughts matter. our thoughts and what we eat and what we do, and all of those things matter. So if we can change the loop from I'm not good enough, or life's hard, or this is always happening to me, to something else, it changes our life. So here is Kelsey and Monique. Oh, sorry. There we go.
Happy New Year's, everybody. We've written just a very simple, fun mantra for you guys today. So I hope you enjoy. Together we shine bright. Together we shine bright. Together we shine bright. I am love. I am love. I am light. I am light. Together we shine bright. I am love. I am love. I am light. I am light. Together we shine bright. And I am love. I am love. And I am light. I am light. Together we shine bright. And I am love. I am love. I am light. I am light. Together we shine bright. Happy New Year, guys. See you next week.
Awesome. So cool. So you will see that every, so the buttons today are delayed. Okay. So you'll see that every week there's a new mantra. Excited to share that with you. And stay tuned for meditation moment after these few words. Here they are.
This world is changing more and more every day, and we've decided to change right along with it. My name is Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the president of Trajectory TV Network. At Trajectory, our vision is to provide a creative platform for top content creators and storytellers from around the globe. We're also dedicated to providing this world with content that is healing, educational, empowering, exciting, and above all else, entertaining and transparent. So right now, I invite all of you who believe yourselves to be global game changers to use the link found here and simply take a chance. Schedule a virtual chat where you'll have the opportunity to share your vision for your very own global television show with me, the network president. So use that link, and together, let's begin changing and healing this world, one story at a time. And remember, whether you have years of experience in front of the camera or zero experience, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is your desire to share great content through television and a willingness to share it with passion and with purpose. You might ask, how do I know if I've fallen in love with my purpose and my purpose has fallen in love with me? It's easy when you've lost your voice because you just can't stop talking about it. I'll see you soon.
All right, welcome back. And now it's time for meditation moment. The reason I have a whole segment just for this is because of the importance of meditation. It has completely changed my life, and it's brought me so much joy and so much freedom, and I want that for you. And so we're just going to do 5-6 minutes, and that's it. And we're just going to get present. And that's what meditation means. It just means being here now. And now. Right? And so I'm going to guide you. So don't worry. It's going to be really easy. And we're just going to sit. If you're driving, please keep your eyes open. But otherwise, I want you just to sit with your eyes closed. Put your hands on your lap. Just relaxed in the most relaxed way. Spine straight. And I want you to just breathe 3 conscious breaths. And exhale. And breathe again. And exhale. And breathe again. And exhale. And now I want you to become aware of how you're feeling. What emotion are you feeling right now? Is it anxiety? Is it peace? Is it love? Is it fear? Don't judge it. Don't make it right or wrong. Just observe what it is. Now I want you to observe. Do you have thoughts of the past? Are they more of the present? Or are they thoughts of the future? Again, don't judge it. Don't make it right or wrong. Just observe it. Make sure you're breathing. Now I want you to visualize a flame, a golden flame, right in front of your face, between your eyebrows. Just watch it. Just visualize that. And then slowly bring that flame into the middle of your head. And just watch it flicker there. Now put your hands on your heart. I want you to think of something you're grateful for. Is it that you're warm? Do you have heat on in the house? Do you have clothes to bundle up in? What else are you grateful for? And let that gratitude bring a smile to your lips. And as you're sitting in gratitude, I'm going to send you a diksha, which is an energetic blessing that I was given, initiated into being able to give from a very, very special school in South India called Ep5. It's the World Center for Enlightenment. And it's just a beautiful exchange of energy that can do all kinds of magical things. That you just sit in receivership. If you don't want to receive it, you won't. And if you do, just say, I will receive all that's available to me now. Just sit quietly while I send it to you. And with a deep breath and an exhale. Beautiful. If you're in the Facebook there, I'd love to hear your comments on how you feel now. That would be beautiful. Right now, we're going to talk about the question of the week for next week. Here's what it is. What do you really want for 2023? What do you really want? What do you really desire? And I want you to answer it in 4 categories. What do you want materially? What do you want emotionally? What do you want spiritually? And what do you want experientially? I want you to write those down because next week we are going to go deep into what we desire to manifest and create in 2023. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I'm really excited to do it with you. So write those down. What do you want to do materially, emotionally, spiritually, and experientially for 2023. And we're going to talk about it. Awesome. I'm going to bring Laurie on real quick at the end here. We have a few seconds left. Laurie, any last words for the audience?
Oh, that was a great meditation, first of all. But just trust your gut. You know, it's got the truth in there. Really listen to what your gut is telling you to do. It's how I'm able to live life the way I am, and I'm really grateful for it.
Exactly. Thank you. And remember, you get a 20% discount from Laurie. Yep. So go to that website, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for your time and energy. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Get Your Shit Together live with Amy Joy. If you'd like to follow us, you can on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Amy Joy Coaching. Appreciate so much your likes, comments, and shares. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please reach out. We'll see you next time.